Yo guys! It is the final few hours of 2017 and I think it's a perfect moment to go back and take a look at the biggest tech fails of this year. So Equifax is one of the three major crediting agencies in the US, and back in September they disclosed a major data breach. Now this is really important because Equifax holds lots of valuable information, and with this data breach, it's estimated that 143 million Americans, along with thousands of other UK and Canadian residents, had their information stolen. And this information includes names, addresses, social security numbers, crediting information, and even some driver's licenses. Now, the bug that the attackers used was a vulnerability within the Apache server system, but this vulnerability was patched back in March, and the actual hacking occurred in the summertime. So they had adequate amount of time to fix this and update their servers, but for whatever reason they didn't. And you would think a company that holds all this valuable information, especially relating to financial records, would have airtight data security. Obviously, that is not the case, and unfortunately, lots of Americans are paying the price with having their information and identity stolen. Now I know some of you are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to be honest, the Essential phone sucked. Essential overpromised and underdelivered. See, if you're going to advertise a $699 phone and you're going to say it's a phone to really be the last phone you'll ever need, this better be a damn good phone. And unfortunately, it wasn't. The release date was pushed back lots of times, the software was very unstable, lots of camera issues at the beginning, and even now it's still not the best camera, still not the best software, and for the price point, it just kind of sucks. If you're going to make promises of a high-end device, you gotta deliver. Oh boy, this was on Reddit for a long time. So this was a much anticipated game that everyone was excited to play, and EA kind of just ruined it. So they introduced this thing called loot boxes, which basically is a pay-to-win sort of gambling system within the game that you already paid for. And what made it worse was when EA went on Reddit and when asked about why they did this, they made the infamous comment that they wanted to give players a sense of pride and accomplishment. And this became the most downvoted comment on Reddit of all time. And again, this brings to highlight the issue with pay-to-win systems and just loot boxes in general and how it can also be seen as gambling and a lot of other issues brought to the forefront. So in the end, this game did not deliver on what people hoped for. So I love ride-sharing apps, I love Lyft, I use Uber, they're both really good apps and they're really good services. However, Uber itself as a company, it's not doing so well. So the first biggest issue is they don't have any legitimate source of funding. Right now they basically subsidize all rides to keep them low cost, but even then it's not really making them money. They're burning through venture capital like crazy, and it's really questionable how long Uber can last using the same business model. And the second biggest issue of Uber is their company culture. It's really described as a bro culture with basically lots of assholes running the company. And there has been lots of sexual allegations and sexual misconduct issues coming out of Uber and change in management because of it. It's not a good work environment, a very poisonous environment it's described as. And it really makes you wonder how these people are still alive running this company. So hopefully 2018 will be a better year for Uber, and hopefully they'll be able to turn around with their new leadership. But we gotta see. Nothing really new or different with RAM, but you probably have noticed that the price of RAM has skyrocketed in 2017. And there's really two major issues for this. Now, I know some of you don't like anything politics or anything else like that, so I'm gonna hold off on that for a second. I'm gonna say, the more sensible answer is because there's been more of a demand with things like flash memory, NAND. The focus has more been on mobile devices and their necessity for RAM usage and NAND technology. Now, the second answer, and this is more of a conspiracy tinfoil hat answer, but kind of more legitimate too, is that the biggest RAM manufacturers, basically Samsung and two other companies, have made an unofficial agreement to not compete against each other. So basically price fixing in a sense, but it's unofficial. But the result is that we get these kind of really high RAM prices. So it could be a combination of all those factors together along with some natural disasters and manufacturing issues. But hopefully 2018 will be a much better year for RAM prices. So guys, this has been 5 of the biggest tech fails of 2017. If there's one that I did not mention that you have, tell me in comments below. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to go and hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for another galvanizing video. Thanks.